Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kayla.
And I'm Lane.
And this is Life at Love and Above.
Yeah.
Where we kind of just start sharing and gathering as a group of people who wish to live at a higher vibration than what we've experienced on the planet so far. So different topics we'll be sharing. Today, we wanted to talk about what was it we want to talk about today?
You know,
we just went over a bunch of topics. What was the one we chose?
You know more than you think.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Woo. There's a little interference there. Check that video out.
Yeah, that video.
Oh man, that's good stuff. Yeah, we want to talk about you know more than you think. And then bodies, and we've talked about the innate body to heal, but also to connect too. And we are always so connected and can tap in at any time to universal wisdom. And Blaine and I were just talking about, how there might be a coincidence that happens. You think about someone, they call on the phone all of a sudden, or you're walking down the street and someone pops in your head and there they are standing right in front of you. These aren't just coincidences. It's not random acts. This information is being fed to you all of the time. And when we get quiet and listen, we can truly have magical experiences. One of them I'll share was actually just this morning. I really love to be up early in the morning and watch the sunrise. It's one of my most favorite times a day.
We both had magical experiences this morning, so
yeah,
not planned.
I know, and when you listen, tune in to that wisdom that's shared with us every moment. Truly every moment we are divinely guided if we choose to listen. Well, I mean, maybe even if you don't, you're still divinely guided, but it might make things a little easier if you choose to listen. But anyway, I was out for a run early in the morning, and I come around the bend, and there's this beautiful sunrise. And underneath the sunrise, as I go to take a picture, is this orb. And it's this green orb. Definitely, I really felt like it was Archangel Raphael. I don't know if you guys could see that. We will post it.
Yeah, we're gonna have it.
We'll have a picture of it, but it's really amazing. The sun was just coming out of the clouds. All of these, sunbeams floating out right to the orb, and the orb is right there. It's so magical, and it was just a visual reminder, because we all need validation. I know I need it all the time. That spirit is always there, always with us, always guiding us, always showing us the way, always feeding us the intelligence, the wisdom that we need to know to make the next steps in our life.
So cool. And what do the orbs mean to you, just in case somebody's watching or listening that they're like, well, what's an orb?
So the orbs are angels, or just beings, really. Just, we have our physical world that we all know and love so well. I'm sitting on a chair, you're watching this on the computer or your phone or your iPad. This is a physical world. But the physical world is a sliver. Our physical reality is a sliver of actuality. And actuality is way more than what we can see, feel, touch, hear, sense. It's bigger than that. And this picture, when you get to see it, is complete validation on those aspects. And, when a lot of people can take pictures in the orbs, and when you look at it, and it's a live picture, I don't know if we can share that, but if you press the camera down, I mean, it's moving around. It's not just like a reflection off the camera and that type of thing. And I've seen them all the time. There's more than one, there's multiple, they're all different colors, shapes, sizes. I've had a picture, it was a long time ago, but I think it was it might have been digital cameras, but it was just when digital cameras came out, and I had a smiley face right in the middle of my forehead. this complete orb. I mean, it was pretty incredible. I want to dig up that picture so I can show it to people. But there's lots of, I mean, just Google it. They're all over the place. People capture these beings all the time, all the
Mhm.
time. And they're just your guidance, your team, your angels, the ascended masters, all revealing themselves to us, to show us, guide us, um, help us re-remember the magic and the miracles that we forgot. And ask any kid. A lot of kids have invisible friends. They're not
Yeah.
just these imaginary things that we're just like, oh yeah, you have a very vivid imagination. I mean, I had this beautiful angel that was flying around the ceiling. My mom always told me that I had a invisible friend that flew around the ceiling, and that's a whole nother story. But listen to the kids; they see a lot. The veil is thinner with children, and so they're not just making it up in their heads. These things are just as real as the computer, phone, or iPad you are watching this video on.
Yeah. Which, I mean, again, the interference video, go watch that, because all of those things, yes, there's right use of technology. This I would consider right use of technology, but that's also been used to very much interfere and distract you from you knowing more than you think. So that's why we both highly recommend lots of time outside in nature, lots of technology breaks, never in the bedroom, or very rarely, making sure that you connect up, and so that you're not having interference that you're just willingly bringing in all of
Yeah.
the time. Yeah.
That's when you see the magic and hear the intelligence um, of spirit.
It really is. It really, and so kind of in the same theme, I realized 2 days ago that I said, oh, when was the last time I went out on the trail? I mean, I'm out every day in my neighborhood walking for at least a half an hour, and then I sit outside and work in the mornings before it gets too hot, or in the evenings I work in the yard. So I'm always outside doing that sort of stuff. But I thought, when was the last time I went on the trail? So, and it happened to rain a lot here last night. So I got on the trail and it was just so glorious. But the magical thing that I noticed was, I mean, I've been going to the same place for decades. And I thought, when was the last time that I saw this many rose hips? How
Mm.
could this even be? The entire ravine is full of the rose hip bushes and giant rose hips.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay, how can this be? We've had fires. It's been incredibly dry. What is going on? And then I thought, oh, right, it's the planet, because as we ascend, the planet is ascending. We are helping each other do this. So of course she's showing off her glory, and she's just doing it anyway, is what I thought. So that was just really, really neat to see. Um,
Yeah. And as we
yeah,
get more grounded too, you do start to notice those things more. That could have been in another year, there could have been a good season of that too, but we just graze right over it. We're just kind of in this numb state too, where we don't see. Blinders are kind of on too, so that in our work that we do, grounding ourselves, connecting, tuning our radios so that we're aligned and in tune, all of a sudden your eyes open up to seeing those magic and miracles that nature creates
mhm,
all the time too.
yeah, so good. Let's see, on a level that we'll just bring it into, like, say, learning a new skill or this sort of thing. So both Kayla and I have had an amazing amount of coaches and mentors and guides and these sorts of things in the physical as humans. And so I had an opportunity a couple weeks ago I was kind of offered to join a coaching program. And I thought about it, and my tendency is definitely to want to do those things. I'm like, yeah, okay, this, and I just was very quiet about it. And I thought, well, there's a book that goes with it. I kind of think that, I'm a coach. I kind of think that maybe I could walk myself through this. And as I have, I really did. One, I'm super enjoying it. Two, I'm getting a very an affirmation of you do know more than you think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been delightful. Doesn't mean I'm never having to coach again, or that I'm not checking in with my other mentors or anything like that. But I know more than I think.
It's fascinating too how we always focus on the things we don't know, and we tend to obsess on the things we don't have and don't know. And
Yeah.
I always try and check in with how far have I come over this last year or 2 years, or having these markers. And when I'm working with a lot of clients too, we work on pain a lot, physical pain. And people forget so easily the suffering and pain they were in once they come out of that, a lot of times too. Or they don't realize these small successes that are not just these small little things, but huge aspects. And you think of all the knowledge you've gained in this physical world through reading books, through education, all of that. But you forget that it's your baseline knowledge now, and that not everybody knows those skills or has those skills. And it's the same thing with innate wisdom and innate knowledge, is that we forget that we have that ability and capability to A, tap into it, and B, that it's even there as well. And it's really, I think it's quite fascinating how our mind always mm, pushes us down a little bit to say, oh, you need more, you need more, you need more, collect more, collect more. We need that wisdom, we need that knowledge. And you grab one book after another after another. There's a really good quote in one of the books I read that you can accumulate knowledge, but until you really integrate it, it doesn't become wisdom. And that's paraphrasing. But it's really true, when you find a really good spiritual book or whatever it is, book that you connect heart to heart with, how many times do you read it and you're like, this is amazing. Okay, what's next? Okay, what's next? Instead of, maybe you need to reread that book and go deeper so that it's totally integrated too into and becomes wisdom instead of just knowledge.
I love that because yeah, we get gather we're like our mind's like a little computer, and it gathers all these knowledge, puts in little drawers and this sort of
Yes.
stuff. We don't use it. And I love, you can even talk about it and you can think about it, but unless you use it or follow those guidances that you thought were so great,
Apply them in your
apply
day-to-day life.
But since our topic is you know more than you think, you also, I mean, I'm constantly amazed at the stuff that I'll be like, oh yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Wait, or you can ask oh, I don't remember all of it, so I need to dig a little more. But
Mm-hmm.
I knew more than I thought.
Yeah. We really do know so much more than we think we do. And we have a lot more power than we think we do as well. And the cap has been put on a lot of these things that we just didn't even know we could ask questions, or didn't even know we should believe the things that are possible, or whatever it may be. There's a whole plethora of things out there, but you can tap in, so much more than you're giving yourself credit for too. And even just taking a piece of paper and writing down all your skills from, driving a car. We take that for granted, but how much trust is it in everyone else knowing how to drive a car, that we even get on the road too. That's
Yeah.
that's knowledge that we've just integrated as well. And we know so much more than we give ourselves credit for. And so, pat yourself on the back.
Mhm. Really, truly, because I don't know, I think we've both been diving into some very ancient wisdoms and stories and things, and people used to live till 800, 900 years old. So don't sell yourself short too as we ascend and as we move into these different structures that you get to just stop learning. No, my father teases me a lot. He's like, "Did anybody tell you that you're getting older?" I'm like, okay, but does that what that mean? Stop experiencing things and learning new things and
I've
I
hit
believe
my limit, hit my cap. I'm done. I'm good.
no, so
Mhm.
you just don't sell yourself short. You know so much more because of every experience you've been through this lifetime and others, as well as the collective that you get to draw on as well. I would say one of the big keys to that, though, is Kayla and I were not going to stop talking about this. So, is that pause, is getting quiet and taking the breath and giving that wisdom opportunity to come forward.
And giving that wisdom also the opportunity to say, is this true for me? Or the knowledge, is this true for me? Because we all have little truths, truths with a little t, are our own personal truths. And then there's truths with a capital T that are universal truths as well.
Right.
And, we can read anything. And one amazing thing about the internet is that we can learn and look up anything we want within seconds. We have this access to be able to do that. But as we all know, not all and everything we read is true for ourselves or,
Or true.
truth. But we can take that personal responsibility and ask ourselves, is that a truth? Is that a truth for myself? Is it a truth for the universe and the collective? Because I don't think we need to rely on other people to tell us what is true for ourselves or a universal truth. It's a feeling that you have inside your heart, inside your being, inside every cell, atom, and electron of yourself that will tell you whether that's a truth or not a truth for you or for the universe. And mm, that's innate wisdom also. That's how we really collect knowledge and turn it into deep wisdom, is by asking those good qualifying questions as well too.
Yeah. Yeah. Question everything. I
Yeah.
mean, what a beautiful exercise would that be to? I just made this up. Um, would it to be so take something that you know to be true? Okay, we'll just say 2 + 2 = 4, and sit down and how does that feel in your body? Okay, you can take 4 apples and say, all right, it's true, but how does it feel? Okay, I know that's true. Now sit and take some things that you don't know. You can say, well, is that true? Well, I'm not really sure. All right, well, I'm going to wait for that feeling, the same feeling in my body that I got with my 2 + 2 apples that were 4, and continue to just work on cultivating that skill.
That's a great exercise, because I
Yeah.
think that's a really good one, because so many times, and I've gone to it too, is you get confused. Well, what does it feel like when and there's muscle testing, you could use a pendulum, there's a whole bunch of different ways out there. But honestly, that feeling that's elicited is
Feeling.
such a good way to follow the heart also. And so all those tools are accessible and available to everybody, but that's a great exercise to get in touch and attuned with what a truth for you is. what does that feel like in your body? What does the body say to that truth? And it will feel very different if you ask it, something that's not a truth for you too.
Yeah, because you might even want to test this too, because there's a lot of confusion out in the world right now. Is you go, well, do I think that this is true because of how I know inside, which I'm going to find out, or is it because somebody told me so?
Yeah,
I, I'm going to start learning to really check
deep.
in. You may need to clear out some interference. You may need to clear out some distractions, because if you go, I don't know, then okay, well, I need to clear out some muddiness. Maybe I'm not going to watch TV for a week before I do my 2+2 exercise.
Mm-hmm.
And start learning what's true, because there is a lot of deception and deceiving going on right now. And I wouldn't, I'm myself included. I ask a lot of times, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I am not sure if I'm being deceived or not. So we're gonna give this one just a moment till it becomes clear.
And how empowering is that to know with certainty that this is a yes or a no for me, or this is a truth or not a truth for me too. I mean, that is an invaluable skill to have as we navigate this kind of mucky water we're in right now. And it's mucky for everybody. And no matter how clear, connected, without interference you are, it's still mucky. And you have to have that reference point, that knowing of, oh yeah, this is true.
That's true. Oh, I love it. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah, let
Yeah,
us know how it goes. I'm gonna
yeah,
start doing it too.
I know. Oh, that was a good one.
Uh,
Always guided, no more than we
yes,
think. Yeah.
exactly. Thank you guys so
Uh,
much for joining us for this little tidbit. And we will, email us, leave a comment, let us know what you think, thoughts, feelings, sensations,
Thanks
and
for
we will
sharing
thank
with
you
your
for
team.
sharing. We'll be in
Yep.
touch soon.
Bye bye. Thank you.